I'm Dan Lobby. This is our national championship game preview, game being played in Dallas between Ohio State and Oregon on January 12th. I'm going to ask one question each of Doug Lesmerises from Cleveland.com and Andrew Greif from OregonLive.com. First question, guys. Who is the X factor in this game? Doug, go ahead.
Dan, well, looking for an X factor on this team, there are a lot of options, but some of them are too good to be X factors. Darren Lee at linebacker was a guy who could have been considered for that role. He's the defensive MVP of the Sugar Bowl. He's not an X factor anymore. He's a guy you have to count on. So I'm going to go offense for Ohio State, and I'm going to say tight end Nick Vannett. Jeff Hireman is the starting tight end. He had a leg injury in the Sugar Bowl. We don't exactly know his status right now. But Ohio State sometimes likes to play two tight ends anyway, both for blocking reasons and to throw the ball. And we've seen Devin Smith really emerge as a deep threat for Ohio State at receiver. We've seen Cardale Jones at quarterback throw to Jalen Marshall over the middle. We know Ezekiel Elliott has the run game going, 200 yards rushing the last two games. But Ohio State does have tight ends, even though they don't throw to them a ton. And I could see against an unfamiliar opponent, the Buckeyes maybe trying to work that a little bit more. Vannett's a big athletic guy. He can slip out maybe a little bit unnoticed, make a big catch or two. He's not going to have 5, 6, 10 receptions in this game. But I think he could make a couple key plays. We have seen in a game here, a game there, Ohio State throw to the tight ends down in the red zone. And I think maybe it's something that Oregon won't see as much on film. We don't know how healthy Hireman is, but Vannett is still a guy as a redshirt junior who can be a mismatch offensively, I think, and could show up in a couple important spots to make a big catch or two, make a big block or two also, to maybe help change the game for the Buckeyes.
Andrew, tell us who the X factor is for Oregon.
X factor for Oregon is going to be Byron Marshall, the Oregon running back, who last year was a 1,000-yard rushing back for the Ducks, and this year, because they had so much talent in the backfield already, he got shifted out to wide receiver, and now he's the Ducks' leading receiver. However, I call him a running back because I really think he's that at heart. He's moving back and forth between the slot and the backfield, sometimes in two back sets in the backfield, sometimes just a featured back that they'll do a read option with. But more often than not, he'll work between the slot and the split-out positions at wide receiver and really wreak havoc. I mean, everybody from Arizona to Cal to Florida State, they had a hard time containing him maybe in both ways. Oregon can unleash him deep. He's a really good deep ball catcher. He's also really good and really reliable with the ball in his hands straight from Marcus Mariota. So I think he's Oregon's most complete offensive player. Maybe not their best on pure talent and speed, maybe the things you think of when you think of Oregon, but he's absolutely the most complete and is the guy who can maybe hurt Ohio State in several ways.